CDR, call details records, or sometimes it's also known as call account. What is this all about? In most of the companies, the administrator or the finance officer, they are interested to check their billings, something like this. For example, they want to know the number of calls per day, week, or a month. They don't just want to get an idea about the average call length. And similarly, if they want to know caller ID and which extensions, what times, etc. Elastic offers a very good detailed call reportings, which helps the companies to also reconcile their phone bills with this. There is a lot of wealth of informations are there and the CDR module of Elastics. So let's see, I'll show you how you can get the informations. As usual, you're on the PBX tab. As you can see, there is another tab at the end called Reports. Click on this. And then after clicking on the reports, as you can see, there's a CDR report. CDR stands for Call Detailed Records. So what I'll do, let me click on the Show Filter to see the records from last 3 days. So I'll pick this date. Then I'll click the filters. Now as you can see the details of the calls. This is the date field, which date and times. This is the source, from whom the call comes in. So you can see all the caller IDs. Sometimes it really helpful if you want to know the customer caller ID or who called it. So you can get an idea from here. Similarly, you can see even if the calls went on some group, then it will appear here. As you can see on this row, that this call from this particular ID, caller ID, and this was the sales group. The destination is 600, which I told you the sales group numbers, which is used by the ring groups actually. Some of the more informations like source channels, even if you're using the account code, right now we are not using it. That's also good for the billing purposes, and destination channels, etc. And the status that this was answered. And there are some other status like no answers and even busy is also there. So you get a full idea of what's happening in your systems. This is what the duration is. To tell you, the duration do include the ringing time plus the talk time. That's what the durations. What else you can do? You can click on this and you can download the CSV. You can download this report as a CSV or as a spreadsheet or as a PDF. If you just want to download this and you want to email to the top management or to any concerned persons, then you just click on this and download it, and then you can send as an attached email to any recipients. So let me show you some more details along with the, as you can see, there are more tabs are here, sub tabs. Channel usage is show you like how many concurrent calls. Right now we do not have any data on this. Let's see the asterisk log. This is something more important for the asterisk administrator or the Elastic's administrator. So if there's any errors or issues, some warnings, then you can see here. This is just for the debugging purposes or troubleshootings. There's one more report called graphics report. So let me put the date range here. As you can see, also I can select the extension number here. I clicked on this. I'll pick up this extension 1001. Then click on show. Now as you can see, the incoming and outgoing calls from this particular extensions, this particular SIP extension. So it is just giving me the idea, a pie chart that shows the percentage of incoming and outgoing calls. And let's click on the summary. So here you get the summary of all the extensions. Let's put the date range again. Then we just click on show, and you can see as a summary that, for example, from 1001, the user is managing directors. The total incoming calls are 7. The outgoing he made 3. And this is something the incoming call durations, and this is something the outgoing calls durations. And if you click on the view details, you get something like this, which is again for the incoming call for this particular extensions. All the incoming call from this particular IDs, you can see that 4 calls been received. This also 2001 from this caller ID, also the incoming calls comes in. The other calls is 0. So you can see the distributions of pie chart. This is something, the outgoing calls, the 1001, the extension that made the outgoing calls. As you can see, two calls to the 2001, and they dial some feature codes, which is probably for the system prompts or call recording. Somehow it gives you an idea about the usage of the phone system, the Elastis. We have one more tab. This is known as the missed call. So again, let me show you the date range. I picked up the date range. Then I'll click show. As you can see, I have just only one record there, which received as a missed call to this particular destination, which is overseas, and it was not answered. That's why it's a missed call, and it also shows you the time since last call. So hope this helps you getting information about your phone systems. This is very important. Sometimes you need to regularly check your CDRs, because this will give you if there is something, the unusual calls, probably if your system get hacked. So the CDR is the first place to check if there are some unusual calls. Then you should, trace them out. Again, click on this. You can see the details. Along with the show filter, there are so many other fields which I can give you this as an exercise to you to explore. You can select different filtering and different status, and also the ring groups, and you can drive your reports.